What's up, UniVersus players? It's Dan with Maindeck, and today I'm joined by Maindeck Mitch. How's it going, Mitch?
It's going good, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited because today we were given another set of exclusive spoilers, this time for UniVersus' next set, the first set that is outside of the My Hero Academia license in several years, and bringing back that old classic cross-IP battle system that we first fell in love with when we started playing UFS all the way back in the day, Mitch. Mitch, are you a Yu Yu Hakusho fan?
I loved it back in the day. It was one of my favorite shows to watch at night.
And Dark Tournament Arc, of course, is known as one of the best tournament arcs of all time.
Definitely my favorite part of the show for sure. And definitely top 3 tournament arcs overall.
That's what everybody says. Yeah, who doesn't love a good tournament arc?
Could have said it better myself.
That's it. You said that, in fact, before we started recording. So let's move on. We're going to jump right into things. I know you guys have spoilers you want to see. So today we were given for Dark Tournament, which is releasing February 23rd. I want to make sure I said that as well. You can pick it up at your LGS and start adding these cards to your UniVersus decks at that point. And we get to spoil Shishiwakamaru, who is a character who is from Team Aratogi, and spoiler alert, this is a spoiler video, so it's okay, fought Genkai and got wrecked.
Yeah.
But in the game, Shishiwakamaru is a playable character with some very interesting abilities, so let's start looking at him. So Shishiwakamaru is a 7-hander, 21 health, just solid numbers, and has 2 abilities: Form, commit, remove 1 momentum from the game. The next card you try to play this turn passes. No check necessary. Okay? Which is pretty sick. And then Enhance, once per turn, add 1 card from your hand to your momentum. Mitch, thoughts?
Those are 2 really strong lines of text. We get free momentum. Well, free, but we do it on our turn and the opponent's turn. And we just get a free card. No checks. Hey, I'm 6 things in. I want to pass this 7 diff card. There we go. We're good. We're done.
You're 6 things in and you have a 7 diff card. You're playing a 1 diff attack at the, or a 1 diff foundation. You're just gonna check your
7 diff attack. Sorry, okay. 7 diff attack.
Okay, because I was gonna say, if you're playing as your 7th card a 1 diff foundation, you can use this form to pass it if you want to. It just says card. But anyway, yeah, it's a cool effect. The free momentum every turn, that can be your opponent's turn as well. The form does commit it, so you want to have used it that turn if you want that momentum before you go ahead and use the form. But cool text. No keyword locking at all, so you can apply some random stuff. But we're going to go ahead and look through his kit and see where his kit takes us. So we're going to start with the foundations for this kit. We're going to start with the 0 diff foundation, Banshee Sword Shriek. The 0 diff spam foundation, 3 mid block with 5 check, so great solid numbers, and has response. Flip, after a weapon attack is played, it gets +2 or -1 damage, and it has the weapon keyword. What do you think of this, Mitch?
Yep, it's a 0 diff. It's solid. You need to run in your deck. You gotta smooth the curve out. It's very important. And this fills a role. It's fine.
Yep.
Nothing to write home about, but it's fine.
It has a buff. It has a debuff. It's not a great debuff, but it's a debuff. It's when you need it, you need it. We are losing some of our span foundations with the rotation of My Hero Set 1, so nice to see some of these. By the way, I didn't mention air, chaos, and water are the symbols across everything here. Which is going to be relevant because there's going to be some weapon things, as you can tell, and you know, we got characters in the game like some of the characters that you want chaos weapons, toga, that kind of stuff. So this is good to see that stuff. So that's our spam one. We have a 1 diff, no restraint, 5 check foundation with a 2 low block, and this has enhance, discard 1 momentum. Your weapon attack gets +3 speed. We see that momentum coming up then. What do you think, Mitch? What do you think of this one?
Again, 2 low block. It's nice to have low blocks in your spam because they're usually hard to come by. The fact that we can give all weapon attacks pseudo EX3 is nice. It's a way to help us spend momentum that we otherwise couldn't.
I think Shishiwakamaru is going to have a pretty easy time generating a decent amount of momentum, and being able to use that just to make sure your attacks actually connect and close the game out. Yeah, it's a good card. You're going to want to play it in his deck, and probably will find play in other decks too, I think. Some amount, at least.
Some, yeah.
All right, let's look at a card that might not see a lot of play. So this is Hungry for Fame. This is, interestingly, the rare foundation of the kit here. And it is a 2 diff 5 check foundation with a 3 high block. And it has enhance, commit, flip, add 1 card from your momentum to your hand. Now, I do want to mention, that's a costly effect. We've seen other effects in the game that are kind of similar, but are less costly than this. But I do want to just say that the rules just changed where you can actually look at your momentum now. Good change, by the way.
Great change.
So, that you get to know what you're getting back, which is kind of cool. And Shishiwakamaru can just set up cards and grab them later. That's not bad. But I don't know. I think before we talk, we called this fine. This foundation's fine.
Yeah, this card is very much the definition of fine. We only get to play so many 2 and 3 diffs in our deck. This might make the cut as a 1 or a 2 of. Sometimes you need to find the last attack, and this will just get you the attack you want.
Yep, that's what it does.
That's it.
All right, let's talk about a 2-diff foundation that we both really like. This is called Crowd's Darling. 2-diff, 5-check, 2 mid block. Nice block. Solid block. First form. Discard 1 momentum. Your checks to play weapon attacks get +1 for the rest of the turn. Enhance, commit if your attack deals damage and the top card of your deck. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Excuse me. Great foundation. Mitch, talk about it.
Scott, so this is the foundation you want to play for your 2-diff slot. What's not to like? We get a first form, cheap progressive. Who doesn't love cheap progressive? We can use its other enhance to help feed itself. Who doesn't love a self-sustaining foundation like that? Yep. And again, just the ability to be able to help us string out longer. It's great.
You don't want to have multiples in play aren't that useful, except that second enhance does make it more useful, but you can only do 1 first form per turn. But kind of card where I can easily see 2 to 3 in a lot of decks. Shishiwakamaru decks, but also decks that are just playing a lot of weapons and have momentum stuff. Will certainly like to play because you just activate its first form and you go, okay, my life's a lot easier this turn.
Yeah, this is why I'm really surprised they didn't do Shishiwakamaru first form to tie it to the character.
Yeah, or a commit, because this is essentially just going to be a free, every single attack gets a free foundation press if you check where you'd need to spend any. So, the card's awesome. Very, very excellent card. This one should have probably been the rare, but you know what? I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm excited to see it more in draft.
Yep. All right. So we have 4 attacks to show you guys, and we're going to go through these as if they are a string of attacks that you're playing in your Shishiwakamaru deck, because that's going to give really good context, I think, for how all these work. So we're going to start with our ultra rare card, which is Cage of Hell. Cage of Hell is a 3-diff, 3-check foundation with a 1 low block. Sorry, attack. 3-diff, 3-check attack with a 1 low block, 0 low speed, 2 damage. It has enhance. Your next weapon attack this turn gets +3 speed and +2 damage. And it has enhance. Add this card to your momentum during the end phase. What do you think of this card, Mitch?
So this is a really cool moment in his fight against Genkai. So just that alone is lovely. But again, a 1 low block breaker 1, also great. Outside of that, the stats on the attack are terrible. Obviously, a 0 for 2 is bad. But we get to carry the stats over to the next one, which is nice. And no matter what, it's going to momentum.
Yeah, I didn't mention, I should have said breaker 1, stun 1 weapon. Read the type line out there. Because that's really important, because this attack is it's a 3-diff attack. It's not there for damage. It's there to press some buttons. It's there to make your next attack bigger. It's there to actually annoy them, deal a little poke damage. It doesn't matter whether they block it or not, though, because you're going to get that momentum either way. So they're not going to block this usually, unless you're doing stuff to pump the damage. And that's where this starts to get, if you have your deck that has some damage pump in its character, if there are any characters out there who like to buff speed and damage on the first attack you play or something, if it's a weapon attack, then that starts kind of exciting. Yeah, who could guess what kind of character does that? But
another neat thing for this card is, again, the first turn poke. It pairs really well back again with the cool foundation of Crowd's Darling. You want to block this 0 speed for 2 damage? If not, I'm gonna get a few momentum out of it.
Yeah, and then you could even just then play a couple foundations past turn.
Yeah,
and then play defensively and just take the poke, take the momentum, be on with your day. Now, what you're going to want to do in our little sequence here, during your Cage of Hell, you're going to want to use that Enhance on Shishiwakamaru, put a momentum in because you're going to want a momentum for what we're about to do. The next attack we're going to throw is going to be Chorus of 1,000 Skulls, and this is a wild rare, 7 difficulty, 2 check, 1 mid block, 4 low for 8. That says Echo and Weapon. So a 7 diff weapon with Echo is funny. A 7 diff attack with weapons.
It's hilarious.
Very funny. But the abilities on here will play a big role in how playable this is. So this says Enhance. You may remove a weapon attack from your card pool to pay for this attack's Echo cost, which is going to be the momentum cost of using Echo after it resolves. So you can instead clear your pool of that weapon attack that you played before this, your Cage of Hell in this case, which is nice. And then you get to play this again. But you're like, I don't want to pay 7. I really don't want to pay 7. That's okay. Don't worry about it. If we're playing Shishiwakamaru response, after you make the check to play this card, if you have tried to play 2 or more copies of this card this turn, so if this is your second one or greater, your check gets +2. Which is really sick. Because now you're going to throw if we start with Cage of Hell, you're actually throwing a 7 low for 10, and then you're going to echo it into another 4 low for 8. And then, Mitch, you can actually play another Chorus of 1,000 Skulls if you want to. That'll be on an 8.
You sure can.
But it'll get +2, so it'll be on a 6, and for another 4 low for 8. You could totally do that if you wanted to, which is pretty fun. But instead, let's move on to the next part in our sequence. Just because we have
note parts for that one. When we play the first chorus, we want to make sure we start off with Shishiwakamaru's form to get that 8 dip attack for free.
Yes. Yep. That's true. I didn't say that. Yeah, thank you. I totally skimmed right past. I got excited about the attack, but yes, you're right. So the way this works is Cage of Hell, then form to make the next attack free. Check the 7, or play the 7, no check necessary. Then response on the Echo to make the 7 go down to a 5. So that's kind of how our sequence works. And then you can play another chorus on a 6 and keep going from there if you want to. If you play that first form, this will be on a 4 and then a 5. And then
God.
The first form,
the string gets nutty.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's where I think Shishiwakamaru will be really fun. I think really fun, and we'll talk about at the end just our thoughts on everything, but we have 2 more cards to show. So our next attack in our string is going to be Banshee Shriek Slash, which is a 4 diff attack, 1 mid block, 4 high for 4 with a 3 check. And this is just limited fodder. This is a limited card. It has Fury, Powerful, 3, and Weapon. And you guys, we're going to see this now because UVS Games is trying to push limited as a format in the game. Mm-hmm. And you have your 2 options. Either you can have a bad limited format or you can have cards like this that exist. So we take the losses when we can, when we have to. But the point is, in our string, this is a weapon attack. Okay, so let's say you use whatever. You put it in your deck, you play your weapon attack. Then we do our final attack, which is going to be Call of the Reaper. It's a 5 diff, 2 high block, 3 mid for 5, with ranged weapon, combo weapon, and has combo enhance. Ready all cards committed to pass the check to play this attack that have not been readied this combat phase. So this attack, if it follows a weapon, this is a free attack. Now, not infinitely, right? You can't Call the Reaper 4 times in a row unless you had you were in deadlock 20 plus. Right? But but there are gonna be characters outside of Shishiwakamaru that can buff stats and will definitely not mind running a few cards out there and then going, you know what, free weapon, just close the game out.
Being able to play 2 of these in a turn, isn't that unrealistic?
No, I don't think so at all. But yeah, that's it. That's the kit. So that's all stuff. Bitch, do you have any thoughts? What do you think are the standout cards in our kit?
Well, my favorite card obviously is a Crowd's Darling. That's my darling pick for the card.
Nice. Crowd's Darling is super, super good. I really like that card a lot. I think Cage of Hell is really, really fun. I think that's going to have some really fun. I like 3 diff attacks because I like passing my checks.
What?
3 diff attacks that just gain value. Like the fact that it's a breaker 1 on a low block, it has stun 1, and probably does 2 damage almost all of the time.
Probably.
And then stats up the next thing and still gets you the momentum no matter what. It just kind of does a little of everything. So I think that's my favorite card, but I really like Crowd's Darling as well.
That's fair. That's my second favorite for sure.
But yeah, that's our kit. That's Shishiwakamaru. If you are a big Shishiwakamaru fan, which I'm sure there's at least 3 of you out there, then you will have a really fun time, I think, playing the chorus deck and doing all sorts of crazy nonsense. If you're not playing Shishiwakamaru, you're probably not playing chorus, but you might find some other fun weapon tools and the other things. So that's going to do it for our spoilers. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Remember, Dark Tournament releases February 23rd. You can swing on down to your LGS and pick up the first expansion to UniVersus IP roster for a couple of years. The second expansion, because we've already had the Challenger decks, Cowboy Bebop and Trigun Stampede, that released just before this. So the first expansion set, though. So that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Shishiwakamaru's kits. Which cards are your favorite? Which cards are the stinkiest of the bunch? Let us know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.